How do you know your cat is actually well cared for? Not just fed and healthy, but genuinely doing well day to day. Cats give you clear signals, but they're small and easy to ignore if you don't know what they mean. So let's start with the simplest cue. What happens when your eyes meet? Number 1. Watch what their eyes do when you look at them. Start with the eyes. They are one of the clearest places to read how your cat feels about you. So watch your cat from across the room. Sometimes they will look at you and let their eyes drift half closed, slow and relaxed. Not a quick blink, but a soft narrowing of the lids. Now, behavior researchers call this the slow blink, and a team at the University of Sussex tested it. When cat parents slow blinked their cats, the cats slow blinked back more often. When strangers slow blinked at cats they had never met, those cats were more willing to walk up and make contact afterward. So a hard, fixed stare means something specific to a cat. In their world, locking eyes is a low-level threat, the kind of look that can start a fight. So when your cat looks at you and then softens their eyes into a slow blink, they are doing the opposite of a threat. They feel safe enough with you to relax their face completely. And this also gives you an easy way to check how calm your cat feels in general. You see soft eyes, half-open lids, a loose face with no tension around the whiskers. That is a relaxed, comfortable cat. But when one eye closes a little more than the other, some people call it winky eyes, and it means the same thing, actually. You can answer back, and I have to tell you, it's worth trying. Catch your cat's gaze, relax your own face, and close your eyes slowly for a second or two. Then open them again. Many cats will return the blink, and some will keep going back and forth with you for a while. So pay attention to the contrast too, because wide, fixed eyes with a locked stare and a stiff body usually mean your cat is uneasy or focused on something stressful. The soft, slow, sleepy version is the one that shows trust. Now, their eyes give you one signal, their tail gives you another, and you can see it the moment you walk through the door. Number 2. The first thing their tail does when you walk in. Right, so watch your cat's tail the moment you come home. Now, if it stands straight up, tall, with just the tip tipped over at the top, you are seeing one of the friendliest greetings a cat can give. Behavior scientists call it the tail up, obviously. Now, wild cats, the solitary ancestors that house cats come from, do not greet each other like this. The tail-up signal appears to have developed during domestication, as cats began living close together and, of course, close to people. Now, it is a behavior the species built specifically for getting along in groups and with humans they trust. So, a cat who raises their tail for you is using a social signal that took thousands of years to form. And when that tail goes up as they spot you, it works as a greeting and an invitation at the same time. And it often comes with the body angled toward you, maybe a soft trill, maybe a head or hip rub a moment later. They are approaching you on purpose and asking to interact. Now, what makes this a care signal is how freely it happens. A cat who feels safe, well-fed and settled offers the tail up often and easily. They come to meet you with the tail high because, in a calm home, your arrival is genuinely good news to them. Now, the contrast is worth knowing. A tail held low, a tail tucked tight against the body, or a tail puffed up to twice its size all carry very different messages about fear or stress. The relaxed vertical tail with the curled tip is the friendly one. So once you start watching for it, you will see it through the whole day. The tail goes up on the walk to the food bowl. It goes up on the way to the window. It stays up while they follow you from one room to another. And each time, that raised tail is a sign your cat feels good about being near you. Right, so that covers your cat while they are up and moving. Now, how deeply they sleep tells you something they only show when they feel safe. Number 3. Pay attention to how deeply they sleep. So cats are built to stay alert, and even when they rest. In the wild, a cat that sleeps too deeply out in the open is an easy target. So, their sleep is wired to stay light, with one ear half listening, ready to wake at the smallest sound. So when your cat drops into a deep, heavy, completely relaxed sleep, well, that is a strong sign they trust their surroundings. Now, the belly is the clearest version of this. A cat's stomach is their most exposed area, with no rib cage protecting the organs underneath. So when a cat rolls over and leaves that belly open, especially out in the open or right next to you, they are showing they do not expect any danger. And that is one of the most vulnerable positions a cat will ever take. So look for the small details that come with real deep sleep. Paws that twitch and whiskers that flicker usually mean they have sunk deep enough to dream. The body goes loose and floppy. They flop fully onto one side, sometimes with a leg sticking straight out. A cat who feels even a little on edge does not let go like that. Okay, so one useful warning. An exposed belly shows comfort, but it is not always an invitation to rub it. For a lot of cats, the soft stomach stays a no-touch zone even with people they fully trust, and reaching for it can earn you a quick swat. Leaving it alone is part of why they keep feeling safe enough to show it. So where your cat sleeps matters too. A cat who chooses a spot near you, on your bed, against your leg, or in a chair that smells like you, is including you in the place they feel safest. They have the whole home to pick from. They keep picking the spot with you in it. Okay, so there is one part of their body that confuses even experienced cat parents, and it is one of the easiest signs to misread. Number 4. That swinging belly is telling you something good. Right, so look at your cat from the side as they walk away from you. Now that loose flap of skin and fur hanging along the lower belly, swaying between the back legs as they move, makes a lot of people worry their cat is getting a bit fat. But the reality is more interesting. That flap of skin and fur has a name. It is the primordial pouch, and it is a normal part of cat anatomy. So every cat has one. Slim cats, sleek cats, big fluffy cats, even lions and tigers. And it usually appears as a kitten grows, somewhere around 6 months to a year old, and it sits lowest and most obvious near the back legs. Now experts have a few solid theories about why it exists, and one is protection. You see, cats rake with their back feet during a fight, a move people call the bunny kick, and that extra layer of loose skin helps shield the soft organs underneath from claws. And another is flexibility, because since the pouch is mostly unattached to the belly wall, it lets the body stretch and extend further when a cat runs hard or leaps. And a third is storage, a small reserve of room and energy for a big meal. Now the size of the pouch does not measure weight, and this catches almost everyone off guard. A lean, perfectly healthy cat can carry a big, jiggly pouch, and an overweight cat can have a small one. The size comes mostly from genetics and breed. Now, to actually check your cat's weight, ignore the swing and use a simple hands-on check that vets call a body condition score. Look down at your cat from above, and you should see a slight waist behind the ribs. Then run your fingers gently along the ribcage. Now, on a healthy cat, you can feel the ribs without pressing hard, though you should not see them sticking out. A soft, swinging pouch on a cat with a clear waist and ribs you can feel easily points to a well-nourished, healthy body. Now, knowing the pouch is normal, instead of cutting back their food out of worry, is the mark of a cat parent who has done their homework. Well done.
发给我。
行啊，回头加微信我发给你。拍动物跟拍小孩不好拍，因为它不
等开始了。
对。
发给我。
行啊，回头加微信我发给你。拍动物跟拍小孩不好拍，因为它不
等开始了。
对。
发给我。
行啊，回头加微信我发给你。拍动物跟拍小孩不好拍，因为它不
等开始了。
对。
发给我。
行啊，回头加微信我发给你。拍动物跟拍小孩不好拍，因为它不
等开始了。
对。
Water deserves attention as well. Cats are not drinkers by nature. Many descend from desert living.
行啊，回头加微信我发给你。拍动物跟拍小孩不好拍，因为它
得等它是吗？
对。
发给我。
行啊，回头加微信我发给你。拍动物跟拍小孩不好拍，因为它
得等它是吗？
对。
发给我。
行啊，回头加微信我发给你。拍动物跟拍小孩不好拍，因为它
得等它是吗？
对。
Number 6. The reason they still act like a kitten. So your dignified adult cat suddenly drops into a crouch, wiggles their back end, and launches across the room after a toy, a shadow, or sometimes just nothing at all. The zoomies. The ambush on your ankle, the serious stalking of a crumpled receipt. That drive to play is one of the strongest signs of a thriving cat. So playing cats is practice for hunting, and a hunt follows a set order. Stare and stalk. Chase, pounce, grab. The pretend finishing bite, then ideally a reward at the end. So when your cat plays, they run through that whole built-in sequence, and finishing it leaves them deeply satisfied. So play takes 3 things, which is what makes it such a useful care signal. It takes energy, which means a healthy body. It takes confidence, which means a safe environment. And it takes a relaxed mind, which means low stress. So cats who feel sick, scared, or tense tend to go quiet and still, and they stop playing. So a grown cat who still pounces, wrestles, and races around shows you all 3 of those things are in place. Now, there is a simple way to make play better, and some cat parents miss it completely. Let your cat win. A laser dot that never gets caught can leave a cat wound up and frustrated because they never get the satisfying capture. Every so often, land the dot on a real toy they can grab and bite, or switch to a wand toy they can sink their claws into at the end. Catching the prey finishes the sequence and leaves them feeling successful. So age changes how play looks more than whether it happens. A kitten is a tornado. A senior cat might prefer a slow, careful bat at a feather or a short stalk across the rug. The energy gets gentler with the years, of course, so a senior who still perks up for a favourite toy is showing you they still feel good. Right, so some of your cat's signals you watch for, but the next one you listen for, and it's something cats save almost entirely for the people they trust. Number 7. The sounds they save just for you. Listen to the sounds your cat makes around you. You see, adult cats barely meow at each other. Among themselves, grown cats mostly use scent, body language, and the occasional growl or hiss. The meow, that little voice everyone loves, is something cats developed mainly to communicate with humans. Your cat learned that you respond to sound, so they built up a set of noises aimed at you. The trills and the chirps are even warmer. That rolling a cat makes as they walk over to greet you, well, it often begins in kittenhood when a mother cat uses a similar sound to call her kittens and gather them up. So cats who feel safe and bonded carry that sound into adulthood and point it at the humans they trust. So a cat who trills at you is greeting you much the way they once greeted their mother. A chatty cat is usually a comfortable, expressive one. The soft conversational meows when you walk in, the chirp at the window, the little answer when you say their name. These back and forth exchanges come from a cat who feels secure enough to keep up a steady dialogue with you and who has learned that you answer back. Now, purring belongs here too, with one note worth keeping in mind. A cat curled against you, loose and warm and purring steadily, is very often deeply content. Cats can also purr when they feel unwell or anxious as a way to calm themselves, so the purr is read together with everything else. A purr alongside a relaxed body, soft eyes, and easy contact is the real sign of a happy cat. It helps to know the difference in tone. The friendly musical sounds mean one thing. A long, urgent yowl or a sudden change in how much your cat talks means something else, and it is worth your attention. The everyday trills, chirps, and soft greeting meows come from a cat who feels at home with you. So all of these signs build toward one last one, and it may be the most reassuring of them all. Number 8. Why they wander off and come right back. Watch your cat through an ordinary day. They explore for a while, they nap somewhere on their own, they sit at the window,